loves, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a video all about pretty much like what I wish I knew when starting my fitness journey, and I thought, you know, what better place to do it than just chilling here on my comfy bed, just so that it could be really casual. We're just sitting, we're talking, and we're having a good time. But basically, I just wanted to take a moment. I wrote stuff down for you guys to really just kind of talk about the things that I wish that I knew prior to starting my fitness journey. And the reason for that is I have gained and learned so much in the last year, and actually today's the 13th, so in 2 days it will be exactly 1 year since I started my fitness journey. And in that time frame, I've lost close to 20 pounds. I've gained muscle, I've gained confidence, I've gained insight, I've gained knowledge. There's just so much that I learned over the course of a year that I feel like, you know, I try my best to share that with you guys and give you guys the best kind of understanding that I possibly can. But also with that, I want you guys to understand that, you know, I had my downfalls, I had my ups and downs, I had my mistakes, and all of that I just took as a learning experience and time for growth. So I'm going to tell you guys about the 5 things that I wish that I knew before I started this fitness journey. So number 1, and I think this is the most important one of all of them, is food is not the enemy. You guys, food is not the enemy. Let me say that one more time. Food is not the enemy, okay? I know that there are so many of us who struggle with body issues, and we think that the easiest thing for us to do is to go join one of these fad diets and give up this and give up that and stop eating this and start eating more of this. And I understand that it can be a scary process when you're seeing your body change so much that you feel like you have to do so many things all at once to feel like you're gonna lose the weight or gain the weight or be at a place where you can be happy with yourself. And honestly, you guys, I wish that I didn't perceive it that way when I first started. So when I first started, all I cared about was losing weight, right? I was like, I just need to lose this weight, and then we can work on toning up the body, we can work on building muscle, yada yada. So my biggest goal when I first started this fitness journey was to lose weight, and I did. I lost a significant amount of weight in a pretty short amount of time. However, the reason I use this as number 1 is because I did not do it in the way that I think best suited me. And I don't think that this would suit anybody, really, is going into, and now there's a difference, I'm gonna just point this out. There is calorie deficit, right? And that's where you're going to intake a lot less calories, but you're sticking to a certain amount of macros because you're trying to lose weight based on your body, based on your height, your weight, all of that. I, on the other hand, was not necessarily doing a true calorie deficit in terms of like making sure that I was eating the right stuff and the right amount of stuff. I was just not eating. There would be times where I wasn't even hitting 1,000 calories, guys. Like, really, there would be times where, you know, I was tracking my food. I think I gave myself like an 1,100 calorie goal, or maybe even just 1,000 calorie goal, and I wasn't even hitting 1,000. I was hitting 900, 800, and I was hungry. I was constantly hungry, and I was eating so many things that like I wouldn't normally eat. Like, I stopped eating, I don't know, I didn't eat chips. I restricted myself like crazy. I didn't eat chips, I didn't eat ice cream, I didn't eat all these things that I loved, and I turned to things like making cauliflower into everything for me in a meal. And I realized, you know, that I was just really hungry all the time, and I wasn't satisfied because I was restricting myself from the things that I really wanted. And so that is why I say food is not the enemy. In order for me to get to where I am today, I actually upped my calories. I'm close to 2,000 calories a day now, which is a dramatic difference from when I first started. And guys, even with that, I'm able to keep these little abbies coming through, and I don't feel bad about what I'm eating. Like, I can still eat Takis if I want to. I can still eat ice cream. Food is food, and you should fuel your body with it. You can pretty much eat whatever you want within moderation, and this is what I mean by that. I'm not telling you go and get everything you want and be gluttonous about it, because that's not going to help you. You know, you should probably work on portion control if you're trying to lose weight. If you have sensitivities or allergies to foods, you know, gluten, things like that, dairy, you're probably not going to want to intake a lot of that stuff because it's just going to give you a bad reaction, right? You're going to get bloating, you're going to feel lethargic, you're going to feel like crap. There's just so many things that you have to kind of take into account when you're looking at food. that makes it easier for you not to restrict yourself and not to kind of fall back or regress. Because I realized when I was restricting, I wanted to binge and I wanted to eat all these things, and I felt bad. You know what I mean? I felt bad when I ate Takis. I felt bad when I ate pizza. Like, I wanted to find a healthy balance for myself, and with that came eating whatever the hell I want within moderation and changing up certain ingredients. So again, I've talked about this in other videos, but if I'm gonna eat tortillas, I'm gonna go get the carb friendly ones, right? If I'm gonna eat, I don't know, French fries, I'm going to portion out my French fries. I have a scale. I stick to measurements on things, guys. Like, this is the easiest way for you to make sure that you can still eat whatever you want, but not eat it in a sense where you're gonna feel bad about it or you're gonna feel like crap afterwards. All right, number 2. That was very long-winded, so here's number 2. It is okay to have rough days. I wish that I would have been more compassionate and more understanding of myself when I first started this fitness journey, because I feel like I was very hard on myself. I was like, no, I have to do this, I have to do this, and I have to do this, or else I'm not gonna lose weight, I'm not gonna feel good. And I was pretty hard on myself, and I had days where I felt like crap, and I just went harder on myself. I was like, you shouldn't be feeling like this. Like, why are you feeling like this? You're doing this, 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 and this. And I feel like it made the journey a little bit harder, as opposed to if I would have just been compassionate with myself and understood, like, hey, it doesn't matter that you used to run cross country in grade school. It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to run a mile like you did in high school, you know, now in your late 20s. Like, it's okay, Heather. It's okay if you can't run a full mile. Like, I used to get so mad at myself because I would stop and I would walk and I'm like, no, like, I used to be able to do a mile in 7 minutes. Like, what am I doing? And I would be so hard on myself, and I'm like, ugh. When I look back at the beginning of my journey, I'm just like, why did I do these things? Like, why did I feel the need to be so hard on myself? And there is a clear distinction between being like motivated, determined, and, you know, wanting to go for what you're trying to go for, and just blatantly being a jerk to yourself. And I think a lot of times I was really being a jerk to myself and not understanding that I was trying the best I could, and that, you know, there's going to be a lot of things that are harder for me, especially having 20 more pounds on my body. And there's going to be days where I don't feel good, you know, but the days that I feel amazing completely outweigh the days that I don't feel good. And that's something that I think is so important for you to understand, that once you go through this change in your body where you finally have energy again, you finally feel good, those good feelings are going to last so much longer than any bad feeling that you have. So don't be so hard on yourselves, you guys. Don't beat yourself down when you're already down. Have some compassion, sit back with yourself and say, hey, it's okay that I can't do this right now, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna give up. I'll try again tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, don't be so hard on yourself, and understand that it's okay for rough days. Something that I kind of want to just put in there with that, because I think this can kind of coincide with rough days, is understand that there will be a plateau in your working out. I got to a point where I wasn't gaining or losing any weight. I wasn't seeing really much happen. And I had to understand, like, hey, it's okay. Now we're just going to build up our muscle. We're going to start changing up how we're working out, things like that. So I'm kind of just including that here because I think it's important to note. But understand that there's going to be rough days and there's going to be plateaus, and maybe there's going to be times where you're not going to see changes, but it's happening, and I don't want you to give up. Okay, guys? All right, number 3. Too much cardio lessens the gains. Okay. Let me tell you a little something about cardio. So I wasn't like running and doing all that when I got to the gym. Like, before the gym, I was running outside the neighborhood doing about a mile a day. But when we got to the gym, it was more just jump roping. Me and Steph were jump roping consistently. We were jump roping every single workout, in between each set. Like, just, we were jump roping a lot. And did it give me some good little abs? Hell yes, it did. I felt so good wearing little tiny crop tops, showing off my body. Like, I was like, oh, this is nice. But I realized that I was losing in places I didn't want to lose. My boobs that I don't have, my booty that I've been working on growing. There was just a lot of places where I was losing the good fat that I wanted, and I was like, hey, something ain't right about this. And I actually talked to my sister about this, and she was like, hey, you're doing too much cardio. Like, if you're trying to gain muscle, doing a bunch of cardio is just going to completely, like, wipe that out. Like, there's no point in doing a bunch of cardio if you're trying to build muscle. Like, limit your cardio days. And so I went from doing cardio about 5 to 6 times a week to doing it just 2 times a week or 3 times a week. And I mostly try to just do the cardio, the jump roping, on my upper body days, and then for leg days I just keep everything as is. I don't do like a whole bunch of cardio anymore, and I have noticed significant changes in how my body is starting to build up muscle. And I'm loving it. Like, I actually can see muscle definition here. I can see it, you know, up on the shoulder region. I can see it on the booty. Like, girl, we be showing off the boots these days because I'm actually starting to grow a little booty, which is so nice. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was continuously doing as much cardio as I did. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, sure, incorporate more cardio. But if you're trying to start gaining muscle, you've lost the weight that you want, or you're already at a good place where you just feel like you want to start gaining muscle, try to like limit the amount of cardio that you do, because I was doing a lot and I wasn't seeing the change that I wanted to see. I stopped doing a lot and now I'm starting to slowly see those changes. So I think it's super important to notate that, and I want you guys to know that. A lot of people think that you just have to do cardio like crazy to lose weight, and cardio to, you know, start leaning out the body. And yes, that's true, but at the same time, if you're trying to kind of do something that's a little bit more aesthetic, right? You're trying to build out the body, build up where your muscle goes. You have to make sure that you're limiting that cardio so that your body has time to, one, recover, and two, build up those muscle groups. Number 4. This one I think is super important too. I probably should have put it higher up on the list, but I want to say you do not need a gym to start. And I will say that again. You do not need a gym to start, guys. I have so many people who reach out to me on social media and tell me, hey, like, I don't have a gym, or I don't have money for a gym, or I don't have time for the gym. And guys, I didn't have a gym. Like, I started this during a pandemic. I started this journey when we couldn't go anywhere. Like, I was stuck here in this house, and one of the things that I did that I feel helped me so much that I will never discredit is doing workout videos on YouTube. I don't do them as much anymore because I just really like my gym time, but I will 1000% attest to the fact that I lost most of my weight and I gained not so much my muscle, but I toned my body by doing a lot of these at-home workouts with very little to no weight. And so if you don't have the money, or you can't find, because I know for a while it was really hard to find like dumbbells and stuff like that. If you don't have that stuff, you don't need it. You really don't. You just need to be able to take some time, whether that's 10 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes after dinner, whatever the case may be. Make time for yourself, guys, because you are the only person that's going to be able to do this for you. And you have to understand that excuses are always going to be there. Excuses are always going to be there. And so if you continue to make excuses like, hey, I don't have a gym nearby, or I can't afford a gym right now, or I don't have time to go to the gym, you're not going to see the changes that you want to see. And so what I basically am trying to say is a lot of what I did from here, you guys. I did from home. Steph and I got a gym membership only a few months ago. Like, I want to say maybe March or April, and we're in June. So it's not like I've been doing the gym for this whole year. I've only been doing it for the last 3-4 months. And I saw most of my change from doing these YouTube videos, and I just kind of broke it up. I did days where I did leg days, I did upper body days, and I just really switched up the videos, and I saw most of my growth and change by doing those videos. Now I'm trying to gain, so your girl needs weights. And we have weights here at home, but I just think it's so much different when you get to go to the gym. You feel a little bit more motivated, and you have a lot more access to a lot of different machines. So if you're trying to focus on getting yourself comfortable with, you know, working out, if you're trying to work around a strict time frame, if you're trying to just get yourself started, stick to home videos, and I promise you, you guys, you're going to see a difference. You have to make sure that you're eating properly. Don't expect to work out all the time, not eat well, and see a huge difference. It's a whole entire thing. It's taking care of your body, taking care of your gut, making sure that you're keeping yourself healthy, hydrated, you're getting enough sleep, which I'm still trying to work on, but also then incorporating some active days, you know, doing these videos online. And you are going to see a dramatic difference in such a short amount of time. They always say that the first year is the easiest year and the hardest year, right? It's the hardest year because you're pushing yourself, you're doing something different, and it's a challenge, right? But it's also the easiest year to see most of your baby gains. It's the easiest year to see most of your weight loss. It's, if you're trying to gain, probably going to be the easiest and first, you know, easiest time for you to gain your weight. And so don't let that go to waste. You know what I mean? Take advantage of the fact that that first year is going to be one of the best and hardest parts for you, but it's going to be worth it. And understand that if you can't get to a gym or you don't have time, then you need to make time at home and do these videos at home, because I don't even know. The excuse that I don't have time is so... Okay, that's how I feel about it, because I always said that, and now I make time. I get up earlier so I can go to the gym before I go to work. Or if we didn't get to go to the gym in the morning, we go after work. Like, you have time. I know people who have like 4 kids and are working full time and still make time to work on themselves. Shout out to Alma. Like, it's just crazy, okay? It's just crazy that people think they don't have time to work on themselves. You guys, the most important thing that you should do for yourself is take care of your health, take care of yourself, and make time for you. Make time for the things that you enjoy, but also make time to just get yourself into a place where like you physically feel good, because once you start feeling physically good, it's all mental from there. Everything else changes. Your perspective on life, your confidence, just how you present yourself, how you perceive yourself when you look in the mirror. I cannot express this enough to you guys, and I say this completely from the bottom of my heart. The changes that you're going to see are insane. They are insane once you start to really kind of hold yourself accountable and do the things that you need to do. Number 5 is don't overdo it. I did this so much in the beginning, and even into when I got a gym membership. I was working out twice a day, all the time. I just wanted to work out. And it's great, right? Because you're getting your activity in, you're doing what you want to do, you're having fun, but your body isn't getting the sufficient time that it needs to recover and build up those muscles. So if you're going to just continue working out, your body doesn't get to be like, oh wait, I'm trying to build up these muscles. You know, I've spent this time ripping and breaking these muscles, and now I want to rebuild them and make them stronger, but here I am working out again. And it just makes it so much harder for your body. You want to give your body a sufficient amount of rest. It's super important that you have rest days. It's super important that you don't go super hard and do so many 2-a-day situations like I was doing at the very beginning. You know, it's great and all, like there'll still be times where I'll go to the gym and then maybe I want to do like a little ab day at home or something, and that's fine. Just don't overdo it to the point where you're just like constantly going to the gym or constantly working out all day long like I was doing, because I promise you, you're not going to see the gains that you want, and your body's not going to be able to recover the way it should. So that's something else. And oh, just a little tip that I want to leave you guys with that I think is also super important is take pictures. I kind of already knew this in my process, but I didn't take a lot of pictures from like years ago to compare it to. So my pictures kind of started more so on the very first day I started working out. But take progress pictures, because I promise you, you will not notice how much your body changes until you compare your pictures. And I have some perfect examples that I can show you guys right here. And this is a question that I get so much about: how do I stay motivated? You know, what keeps me going? How am I so dedicated? Or, oh, like, did you always look like this? Did you have to do XYZ? Like, this is a clear example of the fact that I haven't always looked the way I looked, you guys. And it's important that I get to like look back on these pictures, because it shows me all of the progress and change that I've made in my body. And it blows my mind, honestly. Like, when I saw some of these like swimsuit pictures, I was so blown away by the fact that like I had changed my body completely, right? And I never thought that was possible. Like, I never thought these things were possible, you guys, because I wasn't working on myself. And now that I've come to a point where I'm a year in and I'm feeling great, I want to share these things with you guys, because I want you guys to understand that this is going to be a journey. This is going to be a process. And this is something that you're going to have to work on. But I don't want you guys to be too hard on yourselves. I don't want you restricting and bashing yourself and doing tons of cardio and doing all these crazy things because you want to look a certain way. Take your time and understand your body's needs. Take your time and really, truly build out a plan for you that's going to work, whether that's the meal plan, the workout plan, whatever it is. Build out something that's going to work for you and take the time to sit down and do it. And I can't tell you how much of a difference you're gonna see. Like, I promise you, if there's anything that I can promise you guys, it is this. You are going to see such a dramatic difference in everything about yourself when you start taking the time to invest in yourself. So that is my spill for you guys today. Those are the 5/6, 7, 8 things that I want you guys to know, because those are things that I wish that I knew before I started my fitness journey. I hope that these were helpful for you guys, and if you guys have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I love answering your guys' questions. I love talking about this stuff because I feel like I found a passion in this, especially pertaining to PCOS. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, please give it a huge thumbs up because it really does mean a lot to me. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I love you guys. Have an amazing day.